Hi everybody, my name is Bhavishya, and in this lecture we are not going to learn anything technical because this video or this maybe lecture is about Group 2 series as it has reached to its own end. So today I want to talk about this series, how it all started, what I faced throughout the journey, and how the ending itself is a new beginning. Yeah, so this video is about that. So I still remember that day when I was sleeping and then all of a sudden I woke up and then I called some of the special person there in my life. I called him and then I told him that I wanted to start this series on this day. Yeah, from this one particular day I want to start it. And he said, okay, I'll give you the roadmap and this is how you can do it. And from that day I started it. And I remember when Mr. Sachin Valia, my mentor, told me that, like, guys, you have to record yourself and put yourself out there. Then I was just trying, and it was not happening. But that one fine day, it all started. Cut to forward. He just gave me a structure. That guy, by the way, his name is Harshad. So he made this particular roadmap for me day wise. On the day one you are going to teach about OSI, and then the last day, 30th day, you are going to start you're going to teach OSPF. This is how this was planned. After that, when the day came, I was uploading the very first lecture. I remember the things I have to go through. That was, I was the person who had this fear of facing the camera. I was that person who used to hesitate even for taking just a picture of my own self. I was that person. So for me, this Group 2 series, this series of imperfection, authenticity, raw teaching, this really transformed me from the person that I used to be. Yeah. Now, when I was recording the very first lecture, I remember I just really have to sit down and do Sundarkand and every single thing that I know in order to find the courage and put myself out there. Yeah. That day, I recorded the lecture till day 10, but I was not posting anything on LinkedIn. Yeah. Then I was like, no, I have to face the fear of putting myself out in the world, because inside us there is always this person who is judging us, right, before any other person, and that is our own self, right? And at that fine day, I stopped listening to that person and started listening to myself. So in initial days, when I was recording the lectures, I was studying about it, I was structuring the video, I was doing everything. It was a roller coaster for me. Every single day I was learning, like, okay, this is how I can do this is how I can do that. This is my advice to every single person out there who's watching. You just have to take a step. That's it. Everything follows. You don't have to gather all single information in order to get started. You can start it just by single step. Yeah. As the series was progressing, as you can see, there is a bit inconsistency in my lectures, and I really truly embrace that. Yeah. So throughout this series, I had this experience about how consistency looks like, how consistency feels like, how real hard work and smart work feels like. Before this series too, I had an idea, but going through these periods, putting yourself out, teaching, learning, recording, this and that, miraculous, I would say. Yeah. But this series is incomplete without gratitude to the people who contributed in this journey. The very first, I would like to contribute this series to my mentor, Mr. Sachin Walia sir, who told me to start this. Yeah. It was somewhere like he's guiding me throughout the series without being there. Like we were in the class and he said, "You're doing a great job. Keep it up." And I was like, "Yes." Yeah. The very first person. Second is Harsh. He really helped me throughout, and he really made sure that I am doing what I'm doing. So he was that, I would say, guiding angel. Yeah, guiding support. Yeah, he was there. And the most important person behind this series is my room partner, Ankur Bhaiya, because he tolerated all those things that no other person would have just told me that, dude, it's your series, you can do yourself at the other time. But he tolerated all those night sessions of mine, all those mad things of mine. Yeah, because this was really the series that I've recorded and the things that I've put on the internet. It was for me, it was for everybody, but I would say that this series was for that little Bhavishya, that inner child of mine who was underconfident, who was just waiting for that chance to shine, and I gave him that this whole series. Yeah. And I'm really grateful for all the people who supported me throughout, from my friend Hemant to my sister to everybody. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much for commenting, for liking, for your words of appreciation, everything. It means a lot to a person who come from a place where he's really underconfident of what he can do. Yeah, being having this much potential. So yeah, and I would also like to thank one of my favorite rappers, Brother V. In his song name called Om, he say this line: I may never get paid, but I will do this for me. So that thing was really, it was keeping me going. Yeah. It was just giving me that courage that yeah, I can do it. Even though I was inconsistent in between, I was doubting myself that how would I be able to do it and this and that. But at the end of the day, you have to finish what you have started, because you're not the only person who's doing this. There are many people who are supporting you out there. So it is the success that we share is not only ours, but it is an accumulation of everyone's effort, right? Yeah. So this is my feelings. This was my feelings about Group 2 series, a series of whole imperfection, a series of whole being authentic and putting myself out. And the most important thing, that is, you just have to be, right? As you can see in the backside, simply be, right? So that beingness, because most of the time we are just pretending to be someone, but we just have to be so lost in being ourselves only, being us. So this series was not just about what I've learned in my networking journey. It was about who I've become, this personality. Yeah. And this series taught me so much about life, about being patient, about being persistent, about how to be disciplined, how to be consistent. Because for us, consistency, like for me, consistency was like intensity, more of like I was that person before the series who will do every single task with intensity, with overindulgence, with obsession. But this series gave me that calm strength that yes, you can do it slow. And that Sir always says, slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, slow and steady, we won the race. We were the only person who was running, who was walking, who was crawling. Yeah. So all those days where I was not uploading any lecture, it was more of like I was studying but not uploading. I was contemplating but was not reflecting. So it was accumulated joy. Yeah. And this is not just the end of one story, it is a beginning of something real. I would say something more real. There's this peace inside me today, which is just so settling. Yeah. So all I wanted to say is gratitude. So much gratitude to everybody. So much gratitude to my own self. Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. And this is just the beginning. As Mahadev says, Antasti Prarambha. So it's a Prarambha, right? Something more big. Yeah. So until next time, see you. I hope you enjoyed.